Hello and welcome to our second installment in the Software Asset Management 101 Lightning course. Today we're going to talk about why software asset management is important. So Gartner states that organizations on average can save up to 30% of their software costs by implementing an effective and robust software asset management program. So, cost savings, again, we talked about in our first episode that cost savings is an incredible driver for effective software asset management, but it doesn't end there. There are so many other reasons as to why organizations want to invest time and money into building out and executing a sustainable software asset management program. So to start off with a few of those, the first one is that cost optimization and savings. We talked about earlier how software is an intangible asset. You can't see it, you can't touch it. It's something installed somewhere on some device in some data center or on someone's computer and who knows where.
And you got to pay for it.
And you got to pay for it, right? So it's very important, especially with the economy in certain ways, that we are wise stewards of the software investments that we made and that we only really buy the software that we actually need to drive business value from it. And so cost optimization and savings is a huge piece of a sustainable SAM program. License compliance and risk mitigation are another one. They go hand in hand, really, because when you're purchasing software, organizations are agreeing to use the software in certain ways, right? There's restrictions, there's terms, there's conditions in the software licensing agreements that organizations agree to. And as such, we need to make sure that we're, from a legal perspective and from a financial and risk perspective, we're taking that into account. Also, just from an enhanced IT resource management and productivity perspective, we need to make sure that from a sustainable SAM program that we put the right people in the right place doing the right things, and that our resourcing is also allocated accordingly, right? That we have people doing value-added activities versus the low-level work. And from a productivity perspective, obviously software helps drive business value by helping organizations carry out their vision and their business. And so we really need to make sure that software can get into the hands of people who need it when they need it. Prioritized initiatives is another one. So this is something that we need to make sure that as an organization in a software asset management program, the SAM program's initiatives align with C-level down where the company is trying to go. And really, we've talked about this one as well, but also from enhanced security and data protection, right? There's a couple things here. There's a lot of pieces to security, but a couple ones are that a software asset management program helps organizations and helps information security identify compromised or vulnerable software assets or files. And also it helps from a asset lifecycle of looking at legacy or perhaps end of life or unsupported software, right? So, there's obvious risk when software is no longer supported by a software publisher, and SAM programs can help identify that. And the last one is business continuity and resilience. It's really important that we have everything in place that we can continue to execute on the vision of what the organization is trying to achieve.
That's right. So now let's look at where SAM typically lives within an organization. Now, we get this question often, so we want to go through in this visual that you'll see in front of you some of the different areas where SAM fits and how they relate to the different parts of IT. So we have here technology asset management. This is the larger picture of all asset management within an organization. And connected to that is the ITSM, or IT service management arm. And that's where your move, add, change, delete function, where your break fix, where tickets are submitted, all of that links to the assets, and all of those can be recorded inside of the central management database, the configuration management database, the CMDB. And then that, of course, has an overlap with hardware asset management, managing the life cycle of the servers and computers and network equipment. Then, connected to HAM is software asset management, and that is where we're talking about today. That is the large world of software. And within software, we have subsets of software asset management, whether it's software license management, which is where we're tracking the assets themselves, the entitlement, or software license compliance, which is, as Ryan said, measuring what we own and measuring it against what we're consuming or what we're using. And that world is so important within software asset management. Then, on top of all that, which has become so popular...
I thought we were already at the end, Chris.
No, as we get to this, it gets built here, is the final, this group of financial operations, or FinOps, which is this world of the cloud where everything is in real time, changing from minute to minute. And this is a separate world, but very tangentially related to software asset management as we manage all of those things that are in the cloud, whether it be software or VMs that are running the software on them, and understanding where that software is running. Then on top of that is this world of technology business management, or TBM, and this is really about reporting all of this data we talked about to C-level executives or directors that can get information in real time and no longer have to rely on stale or static reports, so they can have the data they need to make business decisions in a quick fashion.
So thanks for joining our second installment in the SAM 101 Lightning course, really focusing on why software asset management is important. If you have any additional questions about this or other topics, feel free to reach out to us on anglepoint.com.